Welcome to our iPad Air screen repair guide. We're going to start with step one, which is be safe. We always wear gloves and eye protection for the repair, as those pieces of glass can be super dangerous if you aren't careful. Moving on to step two, as you can see here, we're using a heat gun, and it's set to 400 degrees to warm up the outer border of the iPad Air. This is going to loosen the adhesive that lies just below the glass along the outer edge. As you can see, a portion of the screen just broke. This is hard to avoid, so make sure you're wearing proper eye and hand protection during this whole repair. During this step, we're using the metal opening tool to get under the glass and separate it from the frame. Be sure to insert the tool in between the glass and the thin plastic bezel that surrounds it. Check out our step-by-step ultimate guide, linked to in the description below, for more details. In the bottom right corner of the screen, about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom along the right side, is a real danger zone for the iPad Air. The home button cable lies just under there, so we're going to skip over this part and avoid damaging the cable. You'll notice during this step, we're staying extremely shallow along the bottom portion of the iPad, especially to the right of that home button. With that home button cable running along there, you have to be super careful. So only stick the tool in just enough to loosen it just a little bit. What we're actually using instead of the standard metal opening tool is a tool called the iSesamo, which we really like. It's our favorite tool for removing the front screen of the iPad. You can also find a link to where you can purchase the iSesamo tool in the description below. As we approach the top left corner of the iPad, take note of what model of iPad you have. If you have a model with cellular data capabilities, you will need to be careful here, as there are two antennas that can be easily damaged if you aren't careful. Each antenna is to the left and the right of the front-facing camera. Start at the top left corner, lift up the edge a little bit so you can see under the glass. And then you'll notice that we switched to a plastic opening tool for this step. Then you can proceed along the top edge, making sure to keep the plastic opening tool on the top side of the adhesive tape, between the glass and the frame. Now we're moving to the bottom left corner of the iPad. There is a Wi-Fi antenna here and on the bottom right corner of the frame. Just be sure to insert the plastic opening tool here to prevent damage to each of the Wi-Fi antennas. Now we're going to heat up this bottom right hand area once again, just to make sure the adhesive is loose before prying up that area of the screen. It's important that during this stage of the repair, you're opening the screen from left to right, just like we're showing here in the video. You can then leave the screen attached to the right of the iPad Air as you clean up any remaining pieces of glass or leftover adhesive from the outer edge of the iPad frame. With the screen still attached, we're moving on to step 3, which is removing the LCD assembly. Right now we're removing the 4 screws that are in the 4 corners of the iPad Air LCD. Now slide the plastic opening tool underneath the LCD at the bottom left corner. Lift up the LCD assembly from left to right. Now stop before you get halfway. You're going to need to disconnect the LCD ribbon cable before removing the LCD. First, start by unscrewing the 3 tiny Phillips head screws from the metal plate that covers the LCD cable. Then you can remove the metal plate. The LCD cable and the metal plate will come up together as one piece. Moving on to step 4, remove the home button assembly. This first part here, we are just peeling away that ribbon cable that's stuck to the digitizer layer of the glass. And just be careful here, go slowly, don't puncture that cable or you will not be able to reuse that part and you'll need to replace that. Moving right along to step 5, which we're going to unplug the home button and the digitizer cable. Do just like we're showing here, use the plastic opening tool, get under the edge and just pop it up. Then you should be able to remove the screen the rest of the way, and if there's any remaining pieces of adhesive or glass, you can tear those away. Right here we're removing a little bit of glass that was stuck on the back side of the home button cable. There's one other piece you're going to have to remove as well from the old screen, and that's the front-facing camera bracket. It's just a little plastic bracket that you pop off like we've shown here. Now we're cleaning off still any remaining pieces of adhesive or glass that have stuck around. We've got to have the frame completely clean before we install the new screen. And now we're looking at the home button, and any remaining pieces of glass that are on the back side of that as well need to be cleaned away. Moving on to step 6, reshape the iPad frame. This is not always necessary, but if your corners are damaged at all, this will likely be a step you need to do to make sure that the new glass fits in properly without breaking during installation. And we're just using a metal opening tool that has a rounded edge, and the one that's included with the kit also has a rounded edge on the handle side of it. Now we test that corner to make sure it's in the right shape to fit the new screen. Moving to step 7, transfer home button and front camera bracket. Right now we're putting a little bit of super gel, which we recommend to adhere the back side of that home button to the new screen. And we're just placing it in the hole, as you can see. Then we'll flip it to the other side, make sure it's level and securely attached. Now we're starting on the front-facing camera bracket. We're going to use a little bit of super gel here as well, and just a little bit. Then we're going to center that on the hole, and we're going to attach it to the back side of the new screen and make sure it's level. On to step 8, apply iPad adhesive. Check out our ultimate guide in the links below for more information about this step. Moving on to step 9, plug in home button and digitizer cables. Align each connector with its corresponding socket on the logic board, then press down on each connector to secure it in place. Step 10, reinstall home button assembly. First, make sure there is adhesive or a small amount of super gel on the two sides of the home button bridge. This will hold the home button assembly in place. On to step 11, reinstall the LCD. With the LCD in the position shown, align the metal plate with its home on the logic board. Then press down on the plate to ensure the LCD cable is secured to its connector. Then screw the 3 tiny Phillips screws back in place. This will hold the metal plate in place and ensure the LCD cable underneath does not come unplugged. Now carefully lay the LCD down and press on each of the 4 corners to make sure the LCD slides easily into the iPad frame. Finish this step by screwing in the 4 screws that belong in each of the 4 corners of the LCD frame. Step 12. Dry fit and test the new screen. The purpose of this step is to find any issues with the screen not working properly or not fitting into the iPad frame. So we simply lay the screen in place on top of the LCD, but we do not secure the screen to the iPad frame with adhesive just yet. On to the final step. Step 13. Install the new screen. Finish the repair by removing any layers that cover the adhesive strips. Then also remove any protective film that resides on the backside of the new screen. Now you are ready to do the final fitting of the screen. Just make sure there aren't any lingering dust particles on top of the LCD. Use compressed air or a microfiber cloth to clean the top of the LCD. Finish the repair by using gentle downward force on the outer edges to secure the new screen to the iPad frame. Now we test the iPad again to confirm full functionality of the touchscreen. We use the keyboard in both portrait and landscape mode and test several points on each key. Check out the description below for links to our complete step-by-step repair guide for repairing your iPad Air screen, and a link to where you can purchase the iPad Air glass replacement kit used in the video. For more great videos and iPad repair information, check us out at iPadscreenrepair.com. But before you go, leave us a comment. Let us know, what did you think of the repair? Post your thoughts in the comments below. We'll see you next time.